Hello everyone, I am Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series on the course Unity 3D. So hope you all are following with me. Up to our last lecture, we learned how to add objects into a Unity space. We understood it can be done in like primitive objects can be done, which are available. And then we can also add assets. 3D models will be available in the asset store. In the last lecture, we had a detailed discussion about that. I hope you all are following with that and you are practicing along with me. Alright, in this lecture, we will be understanding about transformations. Now, what do you mean by transformation is whenever we are adding objects onto our scene window, then the objects will be placed as it is. But we need to perform some transformation. Now, what is the need of having transformations is observe like in reality, let us consider a movie. Let us consider in from one shot, if the camera is placed and they are shooting that, let us consider there are two buildings. Now it is okay for them if the two buildings are looking fine from the view the camera is viewing that one. If it is not looking good in the back side, it is okay because it is not coming in the frame and it is not looking in that scene. But whereas coming to our VR environment, we need to ensure like the object is looking good in all 360 degrees. Why? Because we don't know from which view the viewer will be looking. Right? It has to be looking good in all the directions. To achieve that, we can use these transformations, these transforms available. So we will be understanding what kind of transforms we can apply. So first transform is translate, rotate, and scale. So let us have deep understanding about all these things. After understanding them, let us apply them in our Unity space also. Alright, now first one is translate. Translate is nothing but you are going to move the object from one position to the other position. You already learned position is nothing but a pixel point x, y, z values will be there. Right, now you want to move the object from one xyz value to the other xyz value, then that is called as translate. Now whenever you are going to do the translate, you can do translate from left to right, which is called as x-axis wise, up and down, which is called as y-axis wise, or in and out, which is z-axis wise. You can see the diagram here. This is an object, a 3D object, which can be moved up and down, left and right, and in and out. Right. Next transformation is rotate. Rotate is nothing but sometimes you see if you have placed a TV in your living room. Will it look good like the TV is facing towards the wall? No. You want the TV to be facing towards us where you can watch the TV. Isn't it or not? In that case, you don't want to change the position of the TV. You want to make sure like the TV is facing towards us so that we can view the TV. In that case, you need to perform this rotate option. So rotate is nothing but turning your object in the same position, turning the object in 360 degrees angle in whatever angle you want to rotate. So you can rotate about x-axis, you can rotate about y-axis, you can rotate z-axis also. So you can see here, this object can be rotated in multiple directions. Along x-axis, it can be rotated. It can be rotated along y-axis and z-axis also. In Unity, while practically we are doing, you can understand even more better how we are going to do rotation in all these three axes. Next one is scaling. Scaling is nothing but objects will be added into your scene window, but sometimes you want the objects to look realistic. You need to have the objects in a particular size. Right, it should be either increasing size or decreasing size. Sometimes some objects should be in larger size, some objects should be in a smaller size, because we are going to generate a VR world where whenever we are viewing, we should feel like the objects are of real, isn't it or not? So to ensure that one, the objects need to be resized. So that can be done by using this scale transformation. If you want the objects to make wider, you can go with x-axis. If you want the objects to make taller, you can go with y-axis. If you want to make the objects deeper, you can go with z-axis. You can see here the object, if you want, just we have an option there. We can make use of that one option and we can make increase or decrease the size of the object. So this is totally about your transformation. So we can perform translate, rotate and scale. Now, it is not like if you are performing translate, you cannot perform rotate. It is not like that. It's not like it is confined to apply only one type of transformation. No, you can also perform compound transformations. Compound transformations is nothing but performing more than one type of transformation. Suppose you want to have a TV at a particular position, then you can use translate, and if you want the TV facing towards you, then you can perform rotate. So these two types of transformations are possible. Like you see, all these objects are available. I have added all these objects. Now, if you don't have a compound transformation, then individual objects need to be selected and then individual object need to be transformed. Suppose here the circle is there. I want to move that circle from left to right side. Then if you want to perform all the objects also to move from left to right, then what you can do, this is another kind of transformation where all the objects can be selected together and moved. So that is also called as compound transformation. Did you see here? However, all the objects are moved towards right. So if compound transformation is not there, it will be a tedious task for the developer where individual objects has to be moved. You see here, I'm trying to create a table here. Table is formed by using four rectangles in the bottom and one cube on the above. So connecting together, it will be a table. It will be looking like a table. This has been created by using primitive objects. Now, suppose I want to transform this complete table to another place. If compound transformation is not there, the top has to be moved once and then all the four legs has to be moved once. So the total of five operations I need to perform. But by using compound transformations, all these can be completely as a compound as one object can be moved to another position or can be rotated. All transformations can be done as a compound transformation. So we can do translate, rotate, scale on an individual object or on a collection of objects also. So let's see this working in Unity. So I want you all people to open the Unity editor. So you all are aware in the last class, you are all aware about this complete interface and all. All right. Now this is an interface where nothing has been added. To understand this one, what we will do, I have already downloaded some objects like this same thing what we have downloaded from the asset store in the last class. I have downloaded old chair, table and chair, and I want to place here and I want to perform the transformations now. Now before that, my scenario here is I want to have a floor here. On that floor I want to have table and chair. Okay, so to have a floor, what I am going to do, I am going to add a 3D object cube. Now once I add this cube, you see here cube is looking. Now this cube, if I want to change the view, this is the view how it is looking, isn't it or not? Now if you want to change the view in this scene view, this is the game window. Now what I want to do, I will just, you can see in different rotations, you all are aware of these things, right? Isn't it or not? All these things we learned in our previous classes. Now to make little bit viewing like this, what I will do, I will first perform the rotation. So to perform the rotation, select the cube. Okay. You can see here, you have the toolbar here. You can select the second option, rotate. Now, if you click this rotate, then you will be getting three lines. Did you see here? One green color, blue color and red color. So this represents different way axis representation. Blue color is for the axis representation and this is for y axis and red is for x axis. Now if you want to rotate, you can see you can move along that. However you want to represent this object, you can represent that object accordingly. I hope you all are understanding. Right. So this is how you can see here I am rotating this one, this axis. I am rotating along this axis. I'm rotating along this axis also. So as per your requirement, you can rotate in any direction and it can be rotated in 360 degrees angle also. So as per your requirement, you need to place your object. So however you are updating, did you see here in the game window, it is also changing. Right. Now, once the object, this is about rotation. I hope you all are clear with this rotation. All right. Now what I will do, I want to have this one as a floor. To have this one as a floor, what I can do, I can increase the size of this one. So to increase the size of this one, you can see here scale tool. So select cube go to scale tool. Now, what is the use of the scale tool? Scale tool is used to increase or decrease the size of the object. Now, this is along your x-axis, this is along your z-axis, and this is along your y-axis. So, you can see here, I'm increasing the size. There in the game view also here, you can see the size is increasing. If you want to increase the size like this, you can increase. Okay. Or else if you want to increase the size this way if you want to increase, you can increase. Are you understanding? So how easy it is. As per your requirement, you can increase the size. Right. I want the floor to be very thin, wider, and like this. But it is not looking good, right? So I want to reposition it. Not reposition. I want to rotate this one so that it will fit properly. So what I'll do, I'll go with the rotation and I will make it look view wise to make it even proper. Just have a look here how it is looking in a game view. Accordingly, you change that one. Okay. Okay. Now this floor is little bit good, right? If you want to change in your view, then you can just use your this one traversal I right button. You click on your mouse and you can see this one. Is this clear now? Right? Okay. Now, observe here. Now this is done. But now I want to place this position from here to here or here I want to move. In that case, I need to go with the translate option. So how can we do that one? Select the cube and select this object and you can translate. Did you see how whenever I'm moving, X, Y, Z values are also moving here. Did you see? XYZ values are also moving as accordingly. If you know the correct coordinates, you can just place the correct coordinates here. That will be applied to the object. Similarly, whenever you are performing the rotation option also, did you see here in the rotation here, the values are changed. Right. Are you seeing here? If I'm doing the scaling option, the values observe here in the scale, the values will be increased or decreased accordingly which axis you are performing. I hope you all are clear. Right, this is about on a primitive object. Same rotation, scaling and translation can be applied on your 3D object also. Let me add one 3D object. Let me add this chair. So I have added this chair. Okay. Now, did you see here in the game object, the chair is facing towards the back side. In the scene view, we are in this direction. Let me change that direction. Did you see? Now, here it is looking like this, but the chair should face towards us. In that case, what we can do? Select this chair, go with the rotation and change the rotation of this one so that the chair will face towards us. So as per your requirement, always as per your requirement, make sure like the objects are placed in a correct position, right? I hope you all are understanding. I just I just want to change this one rotation like this. Done. Now, did you see here uh, the chair? Let us consider. Let us reposition now. The chair is here. I want to put it here. Then select the chair. Just this one. Apply. Select this intersection point of XYZ values. You select that one and reposition. Very simple. Right? Just practice. Take your time and understand how it is happening. You just observe here in your game view how it is looking. You can use the scroll bar in your mouse to zoom in and zoom out how it is looking in your game window. Okay. This win, I think this is the right. Now I'll place one more object. Table has been replaced. You see, you want what are objects you can do. So this is how on objects after placing you can perform some transformations like you can change the position, right? You can rotate the object as per your requirement. You can increase the size of the object also. You see, I have increased the size of the object. Did you see? So accordingly, as per your requirement, as per your design, you can make changes on the object. So do try all these things in the Unity. So with this, we come to an end of today's topic of applying transformations in Unity 3D. I hope you all are clear with this concept. If you still face any doubts, let me know in the chat box. I'm very happy to help you all. Let us all meet in the next lecture. Until then, thank you.